Day 33 of the 90-day YouTube challenge. Still going at this. Yeah, it's pretty late here. Got done with a pretty busy day. A lot of things going on, a lot of creation. Feeling really good about some of the stuff that's coming up for me. Oh, yeah, I guess I don't have anything in particular to talk about in this video. I had a really interesting breathwork experience session today. It was just me breathing by myself. I was doing some freestyle breathing, and really what I was doing was listening to music that I'm familiar with, an album that I'm very familiar with, and I was breathing in rhythm to the music, and I knew when the pauses and when the build-ups were, and I was matching my breath to exactly the music. It was almost like I was singing along to a song that I know with my breath. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. So that was really cool and went pretty deep, and I was also doing this thing with engaging my pelvic floor muscles on my breath retention. So I was doing the little sips of air, and when I would get to the point on the out hold, when I get to the point where my body was starting to do the shaking, struggling thing, like needing air, I started pulsing my pelvic floor muscles. And what I was finding was a few things. It was stirring up some really, really interesting energy, really powerful energy, but it was also making me feel like pleasure. So, the the I guess the uncomfortableness of the breath hold was being leveled out by my engaging the pelvic floor muscles and actually giving myself pleasurable sensations during this. So I felt like it was extending my breath holds and really sending me in a beautiful deep space, inner space. It was really, really great. And yeah, I guess the third thing that was interesting with my session, I was recently listening to, or I'm currently listening to, a pretty long podcast with a neuroscientist that's studying attention. And some of the stuff that she was talking about kind of seeped into my mind while I was in my ending meditation phase of this session. And I decided to try and focus on one thing. Because usually during my breath work, even when it's guided, when I'm breathing, is I have the monkey mind, and it's kind of jumping around everywhere. And in the podcast, they were talking about this and training your attention as, you put your attention on one thing, and yes, your mind will wander, but you just keep on gently bringing it back. You can do this with breath when you're breathing, and you don't have to breathe in any certain way. Just pay attention to how the air feels as it comes in and out, and focus on it. And you just, every now and then, your mind will wander, and you gently bring your attention back to your breath. Well, at the end of this session, I was having some visualizations, some lights. It was pretty minor at first, but as I was putting my attention on this, and I kept on bringing my attention back to these visualizations that I was having, and kind of identifying what I was seeing, whether it was colors or what that shape might look like, it was becoming more intense. And another thing that I've been thinking about a lot is how the imagination is I guess a doorway to the third eye. So I was letting my imagination kind of run away with the visualizations I was actually having, kind of building a narration to what was happening. And in return, the actual visualizations got really, really intense, just like light tunnels shooting at me, really intense swirling, and almost like a story that was actually unfolding. And it was kind of funny because it was then cut off because my partner, my girlfriend, was knocking on my bedroom door. She didn't realize I was in a meditation because I was breathing to music that I normally listen to. She figured I wasn't breathing because I wasn't listening to the music with the counting in it. So she kind of came in and kind of broke that attention. But I was so just like in my chill space, I was good with it. I didn't care. She was embarrassed and tried to duck back out, and I was like, no, come back, sit with me. Yeah, so learned some new things in that session today. So I'm going to be trying a little bit more of that, of bringing my attention back to the even if they're minor, just like little visualizations that I'm having after a breathing experience. Because usually I have some sort of lights or swirling happening. But I really felt that start to open. That was pretty cool. Anyway, everybody have a good night.